Sponsored by Jeans Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the official dealership of Life in Alaska.
Hello, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here in the sports seat for you this evening. Hope you're having a good day. And to make it a little better, let's talk some sports. We start tonight with, believe it or not, a baseball game that wasn't canceled. It was down in Delta. The Alston Ravens faced the Delta Junction Huskies, and despite snowfall earlier yesterday afternoon and the wacky weather throughout the game, there were reports of sleet, hail in the innings when the Ravens came away with an 8-2 win. Cody Ladd was on point in the opener for Alston with 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hits. Ladd was also 3 of 4 at the plate, including a 2-run inside the park homer to lead Alston. 11 games have been canceled due to the weather this week in the interior, but Delta seems to be the place to be for baseball. Tomorrow, West Valley will play Delta. Then Friday, North Pole will face the Huskies, and on Saturday, Lathrop will get a crack at Delta with a doubleheader at noon and 2:30. And now we go up the hill to UAF for their new additions. Hockey coach Dallas Ferguson picks up 2 players from Kelowna Warriors of the British Columbia Hockey League. Marcus Bazara and Sean Hawkinson signed letters of national intent last week and will be on board for 4 years. Bazara, a right winger, racked up 94 points in 109 games and was a first All-Star team selection of the BCHL. Basra also has 4 hockey titles over his career. He will pursue a degree in business. And Hawkinson, a center, improved his point total every year in junior hockey and is north of 70% in face-off wins in his 156 games. He will pursue a degree in petroleum engineering. In the swim team, they also added to their squad Caitlin Lauthan of Kenai and Catherine Pound from New Zealand. Lauthan holds 3 school records, and her 25.22-second 50-meter swim time would be 9th all-time for UAF. Pound is a record holder in 4 different events in 2 age groups while swimming for Kiwi West Aquatics in New Zealand. Pound will specialize in distance swims for the Nanox and Lauthan in the sprint races. And a crazy moment in baseball that occurred last night coming up in just a bit. But first, an undoubtedly courageous and historic moment for the sport of basketball yesterday when NBA center and 12-year veteran Jason Collins announced he was gay. Peter Alexander has more.
7 feet, 255 pounds, Jason Collins is no longer just a towering figure on the court, but in sports history. Just hours after he came out in Sports Illustrated, the news raced across the NBA.
It's a game that we play. It's a sport that we play. It doesn't change anything if you're heterosexual or homosexual.
As long as he's happy, then it's cool with me.
The president called Collins to offer his congratulations and support. Former first daughter Chelsea Clinton, Collins' classmate at Stanford, cheered her friend for having the strength and courage to be the first. For years, Collins said it was fear that kept him living a lie. Until now, writing in Sports Illustrated, I want to do the right thing and not hide anymore. I want to take a stand and say, me too. Collins lived what he called a double life, getting engaged to a woman, even hiding his secret from his twin brother, who also played in the NBA.
He said, look, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have considered this, but the country is at a different place, and sports are too.
On the court, Collins did make one silent statement of solidarity, wearing the number 98, the year of one of the nation's worst anti-gay hate crimes, when a gay college student, Matthew Shepard, was kidnapped and murdered in Wyoming. Former NBA player John Amici, a friend of Collins, came out in 2007 after his NBA career.
And it's certainly time that sexuality stopped being something that you could persecute people for. And maybe Jason is the guy who can make that happen.
And now, as a sports fan or just a avid TV watcher, we've all fallen asleep in front of the TV while watching a game, TV show, or movie. Even with the Alaska time difference, you could have fallen asleep and woke up twice, and last night's baseball game was probably still on. The Oakland Athletics and LA Angels played an unbelievable and exhausting 19 innings. The Angels had a 6-2 lead until the A's come back in the 8th inning, tying the game at 7 in the 9th. The teams were in a stalemate for another 10 innings. Finally, in the bottom of the 19th inning, Brandon Moss rocked the pitch back from Barry Enright, and the Oakland A's win it in the wee hours of the morning, 10-8. The game started at 7:05 Pacific time and went until nearly 2 a.m., 7 hours of action. And guess what? These two teams play again tonight. Now, according to the Baseball Almanac, the longest game was 26 innings between the Brooklyn Dodgers and Boston Braves back in 1920, and that game, oddly enough, ended in a tie. They probably just wanted to go home. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVF Sports, go to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com, and our mobile app. Stay cool, Alaska. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.